Pullman Hotel in Auckland was pretty good. As a 5-star hotel, it was adequate according to the standard. The pool was excellent with 25 metres in length. There was a sauna, spa and steam room, as well as ice baths for those that are a bit daring. The hotel was well situated in the heart of the waterfront area of Auckland. Unfortunately, walking up to the hotel was quite an ordeal, as you have to walk up some quite steep inclines. The facilities in the room were as expected. Tea and coffee making facilities, a selection of snacks at exorbitant prices, obviously, and which is great if you need that sort of thing, but it also means that you can store your own drinks in the fridge to keep them cold. The bathroom in this room was quite disappointing, just more like a closet than a bathroom one would expect in a 5-star hotel, and the beds themselves were quite comfortable, but were more of the we want you to sleep and then get out rather than sleep and lie about for a little while when you wake up. The room was quite modern, well appointed, but nothing special and nothing remarkable. There was a lot of conference facilities in the hotel and was obviously set up for business meetings and for other events rather than being for leisure travellers, but the pool, as mentioned before, was excellent. Breakfast was pretty good the next day with a number of options, but the gluten-free options were quite abysmal with just a toaster and some cereal on the gluten-free station, and obviously you could ask for fresh eggs and stuff like that, but the offering was not as one would expect from a 5-star hotel. The options for everyone else was quite good, but they could have had more nut selections. There could have been a little bit more variety of cooked to order dishes and a little bit bigger variety of breads, especially in the bread department, as they had more sliced breads rather than having any artisanal breads. Again, the nut selection and selection of fruits, other things like smoked salmon wasn't there, which was a shame. When French hotels like the Pullman are known for being excellent when it comes to breakfast. After the Pullman, we went to Sydney, and in Sydney we stayed at the Intercontinental, which has held the top spot in my hotels list. The beds, as was last time, was very comfortable. They were bigger this time, two queen beds rather than 2 double beds. The room well appointed, large and spacious, with a good view over the central business district below. The hotel's pool, small but quite adequate, especially as not many people use the pool, as again it's more a business hotel rather than a leisure hotel. The one thing that does set the Intercontinental apart in Sydney is that it's got a great location and only about 20 minutes from the airport by a taxi or Ubers. And breakfast was almost as good as it was last time, getting a 4.5 out of 5 rather than 5. That comes down to the fact that there wasn't any waffles available, which there was the last time, and that there was a few other bits and pieces which had changed. There wasn't any fresh dates like they had before, and they could have had maybe a little bit more choice of some more oriental food, as well as some more options to order. But the gluten-free section there is impressive, with an entire array of 8 or 10 different items, which by hotel standards is excellent and is highly recommended for those suffering from gluten-free. After staying in the Intercontinental for 2 nights, we made our way to Sydney Airport, about 20 minutes from the Intercontinental. The Qantas First Class Lounge was very large and well appointed. The beams from the terminal open for all to see, with great sweeping views over the apron of the airport. When you enter the Qantas First Class Lounge, it's basically a very large dining room with multiple sections and a smaller area for couches and other reclining. We did sit down first and have a drink before lunch. And then, as with any good restaurants, you go and sit at the table. One interesting thing is that Qantas lounges are actually run by Accor Hotels. If you look it up, it says that Accor as a great hospitality company stick to what they're doing, and we stick to what we do, flying. The menu again is by Neil Perry, which is the Australian chef that they partner with. I had the famous salt and pepper squid, which was well done, as you expect. And then I had the main, which was a lamb with seasonal veg, cabbage, carrots and peas, finishing off with a crushed blood-orange dessert previously. When I got to the check-in for that flight, I found out that I'd been upgraded from economy to premium economy. A new thing that British Airways have been doing is that at the top of the tickets it says enjoy your hope you enjoy your upgrade, which is a nice touch. The flight itself went by well. The food in the premium economy is quite comparable these days to business, just because it's quite hard to have an economy then have to have a separation between premium and then business. So I had a chicken rice with a choy sum sauce, and then there was a blue Black Forest gâteau cake for dessert, with the usual cheese available on the side if you wanted it. Second service was a roti, as they called it, which was either some vegetarian or a chicken and our classic of British Airways. After that, we arrived in Singapore a little bit ahead of schedule as expected, and after a very quick trip through immigration baggage selection, we were from our hotel to the centre of Singapore in less than 55 minutes. Door of the plane to door of the hotel room. Extraordinarily level service, and that's why Singapore is one of the best airports in the world. The Intercontinental in Singapore is grand, traditional. The rooms are very well appointed, large bathrooms with a bath and actual columns in the room because the room was that large. Two brand new queen beds, as it turned out that they had been refurbishing the hotel. I think this is probably due to the fact that Intercontinental, or the owners of the building, have sold the building, and we're waiting to find out whether Intercontinental they will remain or will it switch to a different brand in the coming year. It didn't seem like there was very much needed to be updated in the hotel. Everything felt like it was quite clean and well appointed, and no need to make drastic alterations to the hotel. The pool area was excellent. 18 metre long pool with a bar, which was open from about 12 till about 7 p.m. Big expansive lobby area and meeting rooms, and breakfast. Breakfast was exceptional. More choice than you need, and then some. The free options were, there was a few. There was some cupcakes and some bread and cereal, which made it a bit better than the Pullman. But obviously you could ask, and they were more than happy to cater for your needs. Excellent selection, smoked salmon, wonderful, and many options from salads right through to dumplings and other things that you wouldn't have thought of. So for that, 5 out of 5 for Intercontinental, and really look forward to going back again. After 3 nights of very restful sleep, we left for the airport in Singapore. We arrived many hours before so we could have a look around the Jewel, the waterfall and the shops around the airport, and after an hour or so we made our way through security to the British Airways business class lounge, which is one, if not the best business class lounge in the network. Great staff at the lounge, food is really good, lots of options, and everything is just done spectacularly well. I also went to the Qantas first class lounge, first time that I'd been in there. Dining in there, again, superb. Definitely best Qantas lounge that I've been to out of the 4 I've been to so far. For some reason Singapore is just an excellent place. Obviously everyone knows what they're doing. The quality of ingredients and food is excellent, and it's obviously it's a flagship because they have the 2 kangaroo routes: London, Singapore, Sydney with BA, and the same with Qantas. The dining options were quite different due to the regional differences, obviously, between Australia and Singapore. And again, it was run by the Accor staff, which is very interesting because you enter in the lounge, it's like entering a really fancy restaurant. The maitres and stuff like that with their white jackets on. It's a really exquisite affair and well worth a visit if you either flying with first class in Qantas or if you have One World Emerald status as well. The flight itself was fine. It was an economy this time. It went by quite quickly as one would expect after a long day and several weeks away. I slept for about 8 hours. Food was quite reasonable as one would expect. It's not the best, but it's British Airways, so it's quite good, even in economy. And we got to London on time, as one would expect. Transiting through London at the time in the morning about 5:30. Very easy, very quick, and everything went well. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening and watching another Big Blues exploration. Please stay tuned for more videos in the run-up to 2025-26 ski season and the review of the 25 ski season so far. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned, like, share and subscribe.